This week, I turn in my badge and I pick up the keys to our next chapter. But before that can happen, I need to tackle 5 major projects to get our van ready to go.
After 4 years of owning this van, it's time. It's time to do the thing we've been dreaming about, we've been talking about. It's time to go on the road, and we are gonna be doing something called, little hint right here, the lemon route. But more about that next week. And real fast, at the end of the video, we're gonna let you guys know where our first meetup will be. So, all right, let's get started.
So a project that I've been really wanting to do is permanently mount our Starlink on the roof of the van so that we can travel and use the Starlink when we don't have a good internet connection or cell service. So what our van came with was a wind guard, which I have actually already removed, disconnected, and we've actually never used it or set it up. So to catch you up, what I ended up doing was taking the 4 mounting screws off, as well as the 4 bolts holding the cover on. I had to kind of peel some of the sealant off in order to get to all of it, but I went ahead and removed all that. All right, so here is the unit that I removed, or at least the base of it, and the cover. So now I am just actually working on the roof of the van, peeling off all of the excess sealant, getting the surface clean so that I can actually seal up the holes that were made in the roof to mount that. Surprisingly, quite a bit of dirt up here. Okay, does anybody know what this is? This looks like plumber's putty. Nice, maybe they did actually use a good gland entry. All right, so I got the cover off with the screws. Let's see if I can get some of this goo out of here so I don't push it all into the van. Trying to clean that out. It's gonna be kind of a challenge, but I also gotta find where these cables are at. All right, I'm gonna have to get inside the van, check that out. Whew, it's nice and warm in here. Now that we've kind of taken everything off the roof of the van, you know, the wind guard, removed all the screws, we've kind of cleaned it up. I also removed kind of the gland cover where the cable comes from inside the van out. And we're gonna use that same opening to push the Starlink cable back into the van. So I have to find where that cable is at in here, and then hopefully I can just like tie them together and pull them through. That is the cable that runs down to the side of the van. Hang on. I thought there was another cable. That's the thermostat. There it is. Okay, I can push the cable back through here. Here, can I give you a mission, Hillary?
What?
I need you to just tug on there's a cable. See this black little cable right here? I need you to pull on it like 1 inch, and I just want to make sure, like push and pull. I want to make sure I'm pulling on the right cable on the roof. Are you going
outside?
I'm gonna go on the roof. Okay, go ahead and pull on it, Hillary. Is it moving?
No. A little bit, yeah.
Okay, let me come inside. The problem is I don't know if we got the right cable. I'm hoping that it is. Okay, this is the right cable. I am going to need to take the new Starlink cable, tape it to the end of that one. I'm gonna have to pull very carefully and slowly, and I'm gonna need you to kind of push it through from the roof.
Ay, ay, ay.
I know. Let's make this happen. All right, so I have pushed all but this small piece inside the van. So I'm gonna go basically tidy everything up inside the van, get that kind of situated, and then we'll come back up here, do a final cleaning, mount the Starlink, plug it in, and seal it up. So now I need to peel all this disgustingness off.
Oh, that was just to protect it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What got all over it?
That's the sealant that's like in the roof and ceiling. this Cat 5 cable goes to the exterior of the van on the side. I think I'm just gonna pull this back and coil it up and leave it in here. That way someday when someone's like, what in the world is this? They'll have to go chase it down. New Starlink cable connected to the roof. Still dirty and got goo all over it. I guess I will just shove all these wires just the way that they are back up into the roof of the van and move on with my life. Yep, that's some of our high quality. Anyway, I don't want to dog on Mr. Lemon today.
We need to be positive.
Be positive. It's all gonna work out, I promise. All right, so if you're new here, what this is this is where our TV used to be mounted. So there was this big bracket here, a TV. It basically pointed like towards the door. It wasn't really useful. So we took it down, and that's why there's a plug here. There used to be this whole fancy HDMI connection to the van stereo and all this stuff. Ripped all that out. We don't use any of it. We never watch TV here in the van up here. We might watch it on our phones or an iPad, but never up here. But we hide that with this beautiful thing, right? Almost like it was supposed to be there. We already have the Starlink like mount in here, like from our previous install. So we'll just put all the components back in a few minutes. But first, let's get up on the roof. We'll clean it, seal the holes, and then we'll mount the Starlink and plug that in and be done up top. I think what I'm gonna do is put a dab of liquid nails down because these screws don't fit very tightly. So just the tiniest amount right where the nail or the screw head would be. And then I will basically thread these in. So before I put on the lap sealant to seal up all these holes permanently, I am going to grab the Starlink and it's magnetic and mount that to make sure that we have it in the right spot. In the Starlink. So first, I'm going to plug in the Starlink. So I think this is going to go. It ain't going anywhere.
That's where you want it?
Yeah, kind of centered. It's got the best magnetic connection right there.
So you think our Starlink is going nowhere?
It can't. And it is right behind this skylight. There's no way that this unit can go anywhere being protected by that. It's not in like direct wind of anything.
Only time will tell.
But we'll find out. If it flies off down the highway, well, we'll go back and get it.
Okay, Bob, you're a little wet.
I'm quite sweaty, actually.
That's disgusting.
I would agree. But when it's 110 out, what are you supposed to do? Show the folks what we got. The router's down here. This is the power supply. Kind of the cables feed underneath it to the router and then down through to the back. So you've got your power supply as well as your cable from the roof. All right there. So now we need to grab my phone so I can check the app to see
if it works.
Working properly.
Let's go.
Starlink is calibrating all of the obstructions, which it doesn't see very many. All in all, let's run a quick little speed test.
Is that good?
That's good.
So what are you saying? That's fine?
That should be good. I mean, we're running 83 megabytes down and 30 megabytes up with a delay of 22 milliseconds. Not bad.
Project,
Yes.
One of our projects complete.
Probably one of the more difficult projects because it had to like tear so much apart is done. So now we have just a few more smaller ones. All right, good morning, guys. It is a new day, a new project. Yesterday just got so hot that I wasn't able to continue. So I am back at it this morning. It is already 89 degrees out. So we need to get this thing started before it gets even hotter. Today we're gonna change the oil. Right down there's the oil filter. No, that's not the right size. It is the 14. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh no, what'd you do?
I forgot to open the plug. There we go. All right. While that's draining, let's go remove the oil filter. There we go. There we go. So I initially had to kind of break it loose with this. I basically grab a hold of this. It was the only thing that I could actually get a good bite of that and break it free. And so I was able to just use my crescent wrench to just do little quarter turns to take it out. That's the way that worked for me. I mean, if you guys have a different recommendation, let me know. It was stuck on there pretty good. There's the nice, dirty oil filter. And you compare that with the clean one. That click is the most important thing. Now let's put the cap on. All right, 1, 2, done. So now we just need to crawl back under the van, wipe everything down, and put the oil plug back in and secure that. And then we can start filling it. All done with the oil change. Now we're just gonna check the rest of the fluids and actually change the windshield wipers. Moving on to changing our windshield wipers. I gotta remember how to open these ones up. Oh, that's right. So it's tilt up, back, and out. This was something unique that I found on Amazon. They actually sell a kit with like vehicle specific windshield washer blades because we need 2 different types. But I was able to get them in a kit, which I thought was kind of unique. And so I'll link these in the description for you guys so you too can get these, but are they really green? No, it's a sleeve. So open it up, it's in, down, clip. So it's up, in, down, clip. Now I need to clean the windshield because that is terrible looking. All right, so that wraps up most of the major maintenance that we need to do. At some point, about 2,000 miles or so, we're gonna need to rotate the tires. So when we're out on the road, we'll figure out how to do that. I do have one more small project. So we are going to go ahead and take the ramps out, get the van back on the ground. And one of you guys on Instagram saw that we were working on the van and changing the Starlink and recommended connecting to the 12-volt power supply so we didn't have to run the inverter, which ultimately will save us some electricity. I thought that was a great idea, so I went ahead and purchased that part, had it delivered short notice or like next day. So I have it, I'm gonna quick throw that in, but first, need to get this thing on the ground. I thought we had a 12-volt power supply up here, like one of the outlets for charging our phones and stuff like that, like a USB port, and I don't see one. So I actually don't have the right connector to tie into this. I need to actually have like a 3 one, not a 2. I thought I was going to be able to convert a power supply. I'm going to have to tie into an existing power supply. So
is that safe?
Yeah, it's 12 volt. It doesn't pull that much. It's just a lighting circuit, so it's not a big deal. So the plan is I have to buy some different ones of these.
What just happened?
So I came out to the van and I noticed that there's oil spots underneath the van, which is very much new.
Oh no.
And so I just opened the hood to see what was going on, and it was all wet. It's been sprayed with oil. The only thing I can think of is it feels like the gasket on the cover for the oil filter is like pushed out. So I don't know. And I checked the dipstick. There's no oil on the dipstick, so we can't move the van. It means we are missing oil, which is clear that it's been sprayed all over the engine bay, inside the engine, and is running down. I have no idea how much we've lost, but first I need to pull that cap, make sure that that's seated correctly, and then refill until we see oil on the dipstick. Hillary, you want to move this basket to where now?
I want it in the middle so that no matter which side I decide to sleep on, it's not above my head. Is that going to be easy or hard?
So I'm just trying to decide, because you have this light right here.
Oh.
Do you want, I can move it on this side of the light, on this side of the light, or covering it? but that's essentially the middle.
I definitely don't want it covering it.
Why don't I take it down and then I can kind of hold it up there and you can see.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to come off much easier than I was expecting.
Oh, good.
I'm going to tear up the cabinets, but because it's so hot, look at this. It just peels right off. Watch.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So I think it wouldn't be good to put it over the light, would it?
That assumes you use it because you still would have this light. You could still lower it.
Yeah, I don't use that middle light.
It's too bright. It shines in your eyes.
So
let's just put it right over it.
Okay, I like that idea.
Okay.
That was easy. Are you going to move yours too then?
Probably not. It's okay where it's at.
I honestly just plan on storing vitamins and stuff like that in there, I think. Because it's so loud to open in the middle of the night and store my phone in it.
Perfect.
Good job. Wow, that was a lot easier. We thought that was going to be a bigger project than it was.
We bought a bunch of supplies. We had extra tape and screws and all sorts of stuff because I wasn't exactly sure how well that was going to come off, but that was super easy. I am thoroughly impressed.
Good job, Rob. And you're not moving yours?
Nope. I'm okay with mine. Although it does hit me in the face, I also like to sleep down here as much as possible, so I'm okay with it for now.
All right, now this isn't a major project, but I really want this. Hopefully this will work. This is our current trash can that we use, but it's on the floor and we are gonna need every bit of space we can possibly find in this van. So I got something called a trash bin to put on the back of the chair. We're gonna see if this will work. Oh, that's small. I don't think that's gonna work for what I thought it would work for. Dang it, I thought that was gonna be much bigger. No way. Okay, so I don't hate this idea, but it's definitely not big enough for a trash can. Dang it. Okay, do you guys have any ideas? I mean, we have less than a week until it's go time. And this, I might still keep it though for, I don't even know what, but it's always good to have extra stuff. But that's not gonna work for a trash can. Another bright idea project that I had. We'll see. We'll call this the mesh/storage section of the video. I kind of want something bigger. Oh my gosh, this actually would go on the back of my seat really nice. I don't know, guys. I think I'm just like not doing a good job right now. But my thoughts were get a really large hook and then follow me. And I actually thought I can hang it right here. My fault for just being in the store and not having any measurements at all with me. That clearly is not going to work right there. But what if we put this on the back of my seat? Maybe I hang, I mean, would that be weird right there? I could put my phone right there because I really wanted a place to like store my iPad and store different things and books and stuff like that. It seems like it's so poofy.
Yeah, your feet would be hitting that in the middle of the night.
Okay, what if I did it right here?
That would definitely work.
I don't know if I like any of these options. I think I'm gonna call this entire segment, my mesh bag segment, a complete fail. Do you guys have any better options? Okay, before the mesh segment is over, I got a laundry bag. One that is a backpack. This is just from Target. You can put on your back, put your dirty clothes in. Being weekenders, we never had to do laundry on the road. Unless we went to people's houses and did it at their house. But here, should we...
Hold on.
What do you think? I'll move.
Oh.
What do you think? Like, is that a good place for laundry? Or is that going to be like huge and then we can't go to the toilet?
A little bit of both. I think it is good. Always stuff it on the ground or like between the beds if we had to, like in the middle of the night or when it gets full or what have you. You could stuff that between the beds on the floor. We are also I'm planning to take our trasharoo. So in the worst case scenario is you could put that bag inside the trasharoo on the outside of the van and store all the dirty clothes.
I don't hate
Temporarily.
that. Temporarily. Because guys, we're figuring this out. We do not know what we're doing at all. Okay, well, To be continued on all of that. Okay, last thing. I did buy this, another mesh bag, because I thought if we put it on one of these hooks,
Just throwing stuff around.
I'm just throwing stuff around. One of these hooks and just hung it in the bathroom, then I can, and it says 15 pounds, like I could put like shampoos and conditioners and travel stuff or whatever I need. What do you think? Like right here? What do you think?
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
And that wouldn't be in the way. Shampoo and conditioner and body wash. The big problem I'm trying to solve is how do you bring everything you feel like you would need in what, less than 100 square feet?
It's like 60.
And then live together. That's my big worry. So I think this is gonna work. Bob, you wanna do it for me?
Sure. Okay. And then I'm assuming you need to have it up high enough so that you can push it to get it off, but
Okay.
Right about there centered.
Sure, whatever you think. Okay, what do you think? It's just gonna bang around and make noise the whole time we drive?
Yeah. I like these black ones a little bit better, but that works.
I agree. These ones are definitely way better.
They are stronger.
Yeah.
I think they're stronger. Those ones have held up in the heat and we've had no issues with. We'll figure out if that one does or not.
Yeah.
I just see all the like caulking separating and things expanding and contracting in here. We'll just ignore that for now. We've got other problems. Here is my concern with the refrigerator liners.
Okay, so that might not even work.
So we do have problems with items freezing in our refrigerator, and I'm not sure what causes that. Sometimes when we overfill it or things that touch the back wall, I'm assuming it's an airflow like circulation problem in there. My concern with putting these in there is that we're going to restrict the airflow and then things won't cool. You'll basically keep the top half frozen. Anything on the top shelf will freeze. Everything else will be too warm. So that would be my only concern. If we wanted to put it on the bottom shelf underneath, so like this bin doesn't slide around, that would work.
Okay.
We could certainly do that.
Okay, the funny thing is Bob approved these purchases. We purchased these like probably a month or two ago and he was like, oh yeah. And then now he's like, hey, I got concerns.
I just say yes to whatever you want and then I deal with the repercussions later.
Oh geez.
So I can cut this kind of bottom one and stick this in here like that if you would like to do that.
Yeah, anything
okay.
that causes it not to rattle is a good thing.
Okay. All right. I think that's,
Perfection.
oh.
What?
Could have gone a little bit shorter, but that's fine.
We're out of daylight, guys, and it is like 10 degrees?
Something like that.
We're gonna end the video right here, I believe. Bob, do you want to give them a quick oil update? And then I will let you guys know the big news.
Okay, so in this episode, I changed the oil. We changed the windshield wipers. We checked all of our coolant levels, basically did some general maintenance. We magnetically mounted the Starlink on the roof of the van and rewired that. We also had the 12-volt power supply. I had to get a couple pieces and parts, but that is now wired and hidden in the cabinet.
Oh, you did that?
I can show you guys a quick image of that. We'll put a little image over my face right here of that being wired. So the other things that we were able to do then is move Hillary's storage bin above her bed. We hung the hook here in the shower for the storage of personal care items. The rest of the mesh storage stuff was a failure.
We still have so much to do.
Yes, we absolutely have so much more to do. And if you guys saw a little bit earlier when we first started the video or when we first came out and checked the van, we had some oil leaking on the ground. I'm a little concerned that it is the O-ring for the oil cap. So we had basically oil sprayed all over the inside of the engine compartment. It was leaking down onto the ground. Not good at all, but since it's dark out, I can't really get into that now, and it's incredibly hot. I'll fix that in next week's video before we head out. So stay tuned for all of that.
Okay, and I said stay till the end for this news, which is our first meetup. Our first official meetup is going to be in Tahoe. September, I believe it's 20th and 21st at that Adventure Van Expo. We're partnering up with Nuvo again for that expo. We did it last year. It was amazing. And so if you're in that area or you want to go to it, I wanted to give you plenty of time to, plan. And we'd love to see you. We'd love to meet you. And by then we will have a lot of weeks under our belt in this adventure called the Lemon Route that we're about to do. So clearly we have tons to do. That'll be in next week's video. I think it's T-minus 2 days until Bob is done forever with his job. Super scary. And yeah, that's all we got.
Until next time.
I wasn't ready. Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.